you.
Hey.
It's us, your parents. We are 35 weeks.
Yes.
You are approximately the size of a spaghetti squash.
Whatever that is.
It's a squash.
Spaghetti squash.
Yeah, so spaghetti squash, if you bake it and then like run a fork down it, it peels like spaghetti.
Dad cooks, Mom eats.
We all have our roles. So your length should be
18.5 inches. You should be around 5.5 pounds.
I'm pretty sure you're 15.5 pounds right now. But,
Yeah.
so we did read the other day, with speaking of sizes, that the uterus increased 500 times.
Yeah, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 times its normal size. Crazy.
That is unreal. I told Mama, and she's amazing, having to deal with all that kind of stuff.
Meow.
I don't even like holding a turd that big. Look at her every day.
You are a little turtle.
Can't get it out.
You have not let me sleep peacefully for the last few nights. Everything. I don't know. You're just really active, which is a great sign. But like now, I really feel little joints in your little bones, and it's like you like to scrape up against my uterus, or I don't know what. I'll just leave it at that.
Some body part.
Some body part.
Playing xylophone on the rib cage.
Yeah, you like to split my ribs apart. And I was reading, it said that you are trying to basically position yourself head first down into my cervix. You're trying to find the light. We'll see how you want to get in. We basically are going to just wait to try to find out how you want to come into this world, because it's all about how you want it.
You're already taking after your mom. Way to go. Yeah, there still really hasn't been any kind of spreading in the hip area, so
No.
who
I think
knows?
I felt some Braxton Hicks, but it's maybe once or twice the last couple of weeks, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, and that was explained by like a cramp from top of your belly down to your down to the bottom in kind of like a wave. But yeah, it was just a couple times, and then nothing since then.
Mm-hmm.
Still a lot of out of breathness.
Mm-hmm.
At the house, we're just getting all the final touches done for both you and your grandma, who's coming in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all that's been going on around there. Last doctor's appointment was
it 2 weeks ago? And then I'm going to have another one this coming Monday. That's when they're going to examine my cervix, and then it's going to be every week after that until you're born.
so Mama's go bag is
Almost packed.
almost done. My go bag is almost done. I just gotta throw the chargers and stuff in there. All the clothes are in there, and then we just gotta get some snacks
Beef jerky.
to toss in there. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh, I can put beef jerky in there because Mama can eat beef jerky again after you come out.
Ooh.
So what other kind of new things have you experienced?
My feet, especially the right foot, it's just always swollen now. I do my best to put it up at work as well. It's kind of tough still, because still working full time, even though my hours are reduced. It's full time for normal people.
Yeah, so that's one thing I don't think we talked about before. If you're working, talk to your HR department. There might be some kind of things that they can do for you. It was actually the doctor that wrote a note restricting no more than 8 hours of work a day.
Yeah, and our HR department has been really supportive of that, so they take everything seriously. Watching up for baby and mommy and dad, I guess.
Yeah, so they just gave the option come in at normal time and leave early, or come in later and leave at normal time. So since sleep has been an issue, and morning times being a little more rough,
Yep.
not like nausea, morning sickness type rough, just
Fatigue.
from having a bad night's sleep, a little bit more difficult getting up out of bed in the morning. So we opted for the go in later, come home at normal time option.
Yeah.
And do you think that's been helping?
Yeah, for sure. Because I will be no good waking up at like normal time, and it's just, I'm glad they were able to accommodate that.
So definitely see what your company has to offer. You know, speak to your OBGYN, and
I definitely have a lot of backache now, shoulder ache. I don't know if it's from the weight that I've been carrying, or just really not getting comfortable in bed, because I shift positions and it's very hard. And
yeah, I came back from the bathroom the other morning to say goodbye before going to work, and about died because there was a pregnancy pillow strung across the floor.
And that's what I've been using for months. That's basically, you know, it's always kept me comfortable, and now I hate it.
So if you're not to this point, the joys you got to look forward to. Which means, dads, just get ready.
Oh, I've also been craving a lot of milk or dairy products last week. Drinking a lot of milkshakes, whether it's avocado milkshakes or a Chick-fil-A milkshake, and I've been eating more cereal, which, you know, makes me consume more dairy. I think last week I was reading into your development, and it said that, you know, you're taking in as much calcium as you need. So it's just funny how the body works, because I don't know, I'm not really a big milk drinker. Been drinking a lot of chocolate milk too. I think I drank 2 bottles this morning for breakfast. Had a milkshake last night. So it's pretty cool that my cravings are in line with what's going to benefit you.
Yeah, and it's really the way it's been all along.
Yeah.
It's
the beginning.
quite amazing. You know, before anything's even read or anything, so we know it's not like the influence of, oh, I read this and now I'm craving this.
No.
Any kind of craving that she's gotten, when we look at it, turns out that's whatever stage that you're going through. So the milk right now, and, you know, the need for calcium. Mama the hobo drinking out of a bag.
Gatorade.
Yeah, other than that,
What is sleep?
home life's been nice and non-dramatic.
Yeah.
Relationship still good and strong. Not that I ever expected anything different, but hey, some people do. They do go through those stressors.
Well, last night I had a really bad night. So, because I came home starving and there's no food.
They come and go. So spouses, just remember, don't take none of that crap personally. And if you do, just remember you had something to do with it anyway. So it's the price you pay.
You're a good guy.
Look, there's gonna be times that y'all gonna want to choke the poop out of each other.
Oh, so you wanted to choke the poop out of me last night?
No. So just, you know,
angry.
just understand that on the non-pregnant side, just remember all those kind of things that the body's going through, and
emotions.
You're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I've been blessed. There's not been anything crazy, but even if it does get crazy, just remember that it shall pass.
Yeah.
Unless if it's always been that way, then maybe not. But
it's super rare though. I've had those incidents.
yeah, no, it's been a nice uneventful pregnancy. But even before we were
Don't
pregnant,
starve me.
even before we were pregnant, I used to tell Izzy all the time that I think she'd be great pregnant, and she has. So I'm right again.
As long as there's food around, just it'll calm me down.
Yeah, it's very difficult with our lifestyle, with as much as we work.
Yeah.
You know, when it gets towards the end of the week, you start getting into that random food stuff, and you know, last night was salmon, and that was about it. So the only other thing that's really going on as far as mentally is still the unknown. So what kind of things how's that been weighing on you?
Well, just the fact that I don't know what to expect. You know, I have a tendency of just really knowing and planning for everything that I can, but it was a big step for me to just kind of accept that no matter how anxious I get, it's not going to take me anywhere. You know, so just put faith in what the fertility doctor said, that it's going to be a healthy pregnancy, and it sure has been so far. And also, she mentioned before that I could give birth in the field without any issues, which, you know, I'm taking to heart now, because I haven't really had any issues yet. So it's whether it's going to be a C-section, vaginal birth, if you're going to be induced, if you're going to be later early, I'm just going to do my best to just say, you know, go with the flow on this. I can't control it. You're going to come however which way you're going to come. And I have your dad's support, and, you know, he definitely knows more about childbirth than I do. So that's basically it. I'm taking it one day at a time.
That's really all you could do. I mean, a lot of the things that are going to come up, you don't know. There's a lot of what ifs and could be's and should be's and everything else. The one thing's for certain is that if you just sit there and stress out about it, it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for the baby. One way or the other, that kid's coming out. Yep. So, you know, like I say in life, control the things you can control and deal with the things you can't control. So no different there with that.
But yeah, I'll definitely find out, but where I'm giving birth, because I still don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, so
I've been so, like, I feel like I've been so chill about the whole thing. I have no clue. To the point where I have really no clue.
Literally, we're driving back home now. We were driving out. Now we're heading back, and on the way out, I was like, so just to clarify, this is the hospital that you're giving birth in. And I know it sounds like a crazy question, but the OBGYN's is an office. It's not like a birthing place.
Correct.
So that's where the question is, making sure that I know what hospital I'm driving to when it's go time. So that way, if Mama's losing her mind and not making sentences, I at least know where I'm going.
I don't know.
And of course, the answer was, I don't know, I guess. So I guess isn't going to cut it for, hey, it's go time.
You told me to relax. I'm so relaxed about everything.
Yeah, so some things to think about. Number one, know where your primary place of giving birth is going to be. So you can start planning how you're going to get there based off of what time of the day it is. I know in our area there's some roads that you just don't go down at certain times, or you'll never get to the hospital. You'll be one of them roadside births. So knowing where you're going to, knowing contact numbers, because obviously the first thing you should be doing is calling your doctor to say, hey, this is what's going on. Is it time to come in or not? Because you don't know. They're going to tell you when the best times to come in. I'm sure everybody's heard about the term of false labor and all those kind of things. So being able to call your nurse or your midwife or whoever's the responsible party of your birth to ask those kind of questions, to know when it's time to go in, will save you a lot of time and heartache. So So we're gonna get that information together. You know, the hospital, making sure we're going to the right hospital.
Yeah.
Obviously, any hospital can birth a baby, but obviously you want to go to where your team is set to be at, and then getting the contact information together. You know, obviously have it in both parents' phones. You know, redundancy, have that ready to go, and you know, just start. Another thing that we've got to do is start like talking through our plans. You know, because it's not like Izzy stays at home, and it's not like I stay at home, and we work in two different places, and you know,
Different shit.
we just got to run through those scenarios of, hey, what's going to happen. So one thing I did at my job, I work retail, and I'm a manager, so it's a little bit more difficult to cover one of my shifts. So starting in a couple weeks, as we're getting closer, I'm going to start splitting my shifts instead of a straight 10-hour a day to 2 5-hour shifts, with some gap in between, just to make the ability to leave and find coverage a little bit easier. But you know, you got to think about the questions. If you might work in two different places that are really far apart from each other, what's going to be the plan? You know, for instance, we don't work very far away from each other, but if the hospital that I think is the hospital of choice, it's right down the road from her work, it's not right down the road from my work. You know, it might be about a 10-minute drive, not even 5-minute drive for her, and it's going to take me about 30 minutes to get there. So, you know, does she go on to the hospital without me?
No.
Or does she stay there with a cork in it, waiting for me to come pick her up? You know, and all that's going to depend on what the OBGYN has to say, and whatever's happening at the time. You know, labor could be quick, labor could take a while. So, you know, it might be, hey, if you're still feeling this in an hour, then come in. You know, we'll have time to prep. But we've got to talk about those scenarios of, what if there is no time to prep? What's going to be the game plan? So just thinking about those kind of things, so we have everything charted out. I'm a planner, so just stuff to think about. But other than that, all is well. I think that's about everything. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and any questions, just drop them down below. Okay. See you next time. Bye bye.
Whew.